Hi everyone, so in the previous video we created the subtree for an enemy carrying a wand. Now in this video we will be creating the logic for an enemy carrying a sword or an unarmed enemy. As we have laid the groundwork in all the previous videos, we'll be able to utilize that knowledge and honestly rinse and repeat all of the tasks that have come up and implement the state tree quite easy. But one functionality I'm keen to get in is the strafing feature for a swordsman, so let's jump into Unreal and sort that out. Okay, so we've done the wand state tree, and now we're going to do the sword state tree, sword attack state tree. So first thing first, I've got this sword and shield animation here, and this is just what we got from Mixway, and I retarget it, and I just want to get the first attack, or maybe I'll do all of it. So let's just create an montage. So right click, create anim montage, am sword and shield sword attack, and I'm just going to take, so I don't want to do the whole thing, I just want to end it there. So 30, so yeah, I'm going to end it at 1 second. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is so I'm going to add in sword and shield. I'm going to do just 1 second, but I'm going to do the rate -1, so it should, theoretically, yeah, it's a little trick just to get it to return to the original point. I'm happy with that. Now, I'm not going to have any broadcast delegates on this one. I mean, if you were doing hit responses, you could do a broadcast montage notify here and then do it in the state tree, but this tutorial is not going to cover hit reactions and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's get our EQS here. This is going to be EQS, and let's just get rid of this one. So yeah, we want to create a new EQS that will basically go around the player and provide essentially strafe locations for it. So let's go to our EQS folder. Let's duplicate this one because it's got so many of the things that we already need. So strafe. So first things first, can I change? No, I can't. Okay, so I don't want a donut this time. I want a generator, and I want it to be circle. So it'll be a fixed point, and EQS will be our get enemy ref. 1000 is way too big. I'm gonna say 150. Now I'm just going to take the ones that I want, which are path exist and visibility. And I want the path exist to go on top. So that's the first one. And I'm going to delete this now. So let's get the EQS strife. EQS strife. Okay, and oh yeah, enemy, we need to change it so that it's on the player start, so we know what to look at. Okay, so yeah, it's all around the enemy, but it's too many, and it's also above in the air, so we need to do two things. First of all, navigation in trace mode. You get to the navigation, which will put it onto the floor. The donor, we don't want space in between. We've got number of points, and I'm going to say Uh, 5 should be enough actually. Let's see if 5 looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with 5. Now the only other test we want, I think, is if you're here, we don't want this point to be available. We want to go, so we want a minimum. So we want 2 things. We essentially want to go to this one or this one. So we want a minimum test. So we want a distance test and a distance to area, and we want both. So we want a minimum, and I think it should be 100. That will get rid of the first one, if my math is correct. Yes, it does. Basically, we want just 2/3 of the radius to get that. That's why I want 100. And we want to do inverse linear, or to be fair, square root. So square root will basically ensure. Yeah. Sorry, no, not square root. Inverse linear is. Square root is the other way. So yeah. Square root basically does that graph, and you should always look at this graph, because this graph is very good explaining what's happening. So let's see. Yep, these two essentially have the same value, and it picks that one. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now for the state tree, again, I'm gonna take the wand attack and change it rather than recreate it from scratch, because there's a lot of similarities. So we have move to target. Now we're going to replace that with our EQS strafe. So that's there. Rotate to target. Now we're definitely not doing any montages. So I'm going to delete that. We're going to change it to sword attack. That's our montage. Wait, now one thing we want to do is essentially we wanted to put it into strafe mode, and we want to focus on our enemy character. So I'm going to add a sibling state, and I'm going to call it strafe focus and focus. Just going to put this above. No. And I'm going to first of all change this transition. Next selectable strafe, and I'm going to create a new blueprint task. I'm going to call it STT strafe and focus target. Override enter state, and we will be where is it? We will we would want the enemy, sorry, I'm an enemy ref. That's what I was thinking about. BP enemy. Enemy ref. Change the category to context. And we would want, so I'm going to do this both ways because we want to either stop strafing as well. So, Boolean, and say strafe with a question mark, and this will be exposed on spawn, and we're going to get it, and enemy ref get the character movement component. So yeah, this one. Now we're going to want to orient, set orient to movement. So if it's true, we want to set this to false, so we don't want to orient it when it's moving. So get the not, well, Boolean not, and use controller design motion. Now I'm going to be honest here, this is what I've just learned about strafing. I can't actually explain to you why we do it like this, if I'm being honest, but this is just how I've learned it, and I'm just teaching you exactly how I learned without actually teaching you why, which is bad, but it is what it is. Then we're going to be we're going to set the focus. So we will need the AI controller for that. So AIC enemy, and that's going to be AIC enemy controller object context get, and it will be set focus. And I'm going to promote this to a variable, and I'm going to also make this an input. And if it's false, then we just... Actually, we don't need to do anything, do we? Okay, I'm 90% sure we don't need to do anything if it's false. But... No, we do. Sorry. We need to just get rid of it. So... And then finish task. Now, here's the thing, because this is an input, we will need to provide it, but we only use it if it's true. So yeah, I'm going to come here and I'm going to add the task strafe and focus on target. This one is going to be true, and this is going to be can't attack target. Now we are changing the movement mode, so I'm gonna in the weight, I'm gonna change the weight to reset, and I'm going to keep the delay in, but I'm gonna just add the strafe focus target, and I'm gonna get rid of the toggle to make it complete finish task, and I'm going to keep this false. Now I will have to provide an input even though I'm not using it. I'll get a compiler error because inputs do need a binding, especially when they're actors. So yeah, just put it in there, but it's not going to be in use. Now I'll come to our main state tree, and we have sword here. I'm going to change the... Why is it? Okay, click on this and then click on it again. I'm going to change the sword to linked state tree, and this is going to be the sword attack. And yeah, if it goes, then it goes to passive, and it should work. Oh, let me change the EQS back as well. And just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to move this EQS dummy out the way, so it's gone. Now let's play. Oh, sorry. The treasure chest is currently still holding a wand, so let's give it a sword. And yep, so he's over there. He's going to come here. He's going to pick up a sword. Yep. That's a bit far. let me not move. So he should move to our next one. Yep, and he's strafing as well. Yep. Although he is a bit... Okay, no, he does move to the other one. I was worried there for a second he was stuck between the two. But no, he is moving to the third one. So yeah, this is our strafing behaviour. And he is now attacking us. Now, I will say there is one problem. And right now, the thing is, we're standing still. Which is not really what happened. If we move here, and if we... So, we need to kind of... In fact, yeah, we need to kind of need to move to it and then do the EQS again and move again. So here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to have a... Just want to see if this works, to be fair. Just want this to go there. I'm going to get rid of this EQS, delete it, and we're going to actually not use this one. Yeah, I'm just going to use the standard move to, and let's just see if that happens. So move to, and the target actor will be current R, and I'm going to give it acceptable radius of 50, let's say, and that way I'm just seeing if it gets closer. So T, yeah, so I'm running here, he's gonna run, follow me, and then yeah, adjust the position, and if I don't move, okay, what I think, okay, I'm happy with this, but he should only do this task if he's a certain distance away. Because yeah, he's moving first to it, then he moves back, and I don't want that. So if, let's give this a condition. Let's create a new condition, and it's going to be blueprint base check. Oh, sorry, STC check distance with actor over distance. Now we're going to, I'm gonna, well, first we'll get the BP enemy. Context, and I'm going to say, I'm going to get the actor that we want to check against, and I'm going to make this an input that needs to be definitely done. Actor distance check with and I'm going to do another one which will be distance, yeah, distance, I want to say distance tolerance, and I'm going to make this a float. And I'm going to make this one exposed on spawn because I don't want to bind it to anything. So just do get, is there a distance function? Yep. And actually, yeah, so I'm going to change this to horizontal distance. horizontal. The reason being, sometimes if we're going up a hill, we may have some distance. So you can do the other one, but I'm just going to do this one. And if it is less than equal to this distance tolerance, then return true. Check distance within outer distance. Okay, I'm going to call it less than distance. I'm going to say 200 minimum. So let's come here. If this has the condition and yep, if it is true, then we will go through. If I've done that right. If it is, no, sorry, if it's, okay, sorry, it needs to be the other way around. If this is greater than or equal to, oh, wait, sorry, yeah, if it's greater than or equal to, then we will run towards it. Come here. What happened here? It doesn't have a binding. Maybe that was it. Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. I haven't bound to anything. That's why it wasn't happening. Let me just state on state completed, and let me just get rid of this one. Always bad. So I'm pressing T, by the way, to trigger that event. Yep. Still moving towards them. So the problem is that we're essentially getting too close with this move function. So I'm going to change this to match our EQS, which is 150 units. So let's just change this to 150. And now actually I'm going to change it to, it should work, but I'm going to change it to 155 when I, okay, so now he's attacking. Okay, yep, he's strafing. Okay, and now I'm going to run, and he should hopefully follow me. Moving target, moving target. Yep. Attack. And strafe. Yep, that's fine. That's all I wanted to see. Yeah, okay, so I'm happy with this. Now I'm going to be very, very honest, and some people are going to get annoyed at me about this, but for the unarmed one, I have this animation here. And all I'm going to do is create an animation for it and do AM unarmed. Attack. And I'm just going to come here to my state trees, duplicate sword attack, call it unarmed, and I'm literally, oh actually I'm going to change two things. I'm going to change the play montage to the AR unattacked, and I'm going to change this name to attack montage, and I'm going to do the same for the sword attack. I'm literally copying both of them around because they're the same behavior. Now you can tweak and change your behaviors, and I invite the readers and users of this to do that as an exercise, like they said my Mass University lecturers. So yeah, please, and then I will change this one here to group linked assets, and I will do unarmed attack. Now if I've done this right, and actually let's just make it so this one's going to be wand, and let's get 3 guys for 3 different attacks. So if I've done this right, I'm going to press, so they're in random, go to in passive state, they're going to random locations. Now I'm going to press T, so one guy will attack me straight away, the other 2 will look, they're going to get their swords. Yeah, sword guy attacks. Okay, here, one guy goes there. And yeah. And they're going to attack me. Okay. Now run here. To be fair, okay, so with the one guy, he will have to take it at that point. He doesn't have any moving, like tracking moving objects, so he's very much, you know, if he's if he can't find it, then that's it. Oh, and the no smart object, the unarmed guy's still trying to find a smart object, so you know, that's there. And then now I'm going to press Y so that the enemy is dead, and they all move to a passive state. Okay, so these 2 are still focusing on me, which is a bit unnerving. Okay, so the okay, so what's happening is they never make it to tree succeeded. So can I add a, no I can't, well actually can I? Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so this reset is clearly not working. Well, it is, but it's doing it on the wrong part. So I'm going to have a STT class, oh sorry, new state tree task, and it's going to be STT reset task, and I'm going to copy the strafing rule. So I'm just going to copy this, well, just going to copy this. Oh shoot, what have I done? What? Okay, just gonna copy this, and instead of doing on enter state, I'm going to do on exit state. Now this should mean theoretically that when this happens, there is no focus. Oh, sorry, no. And we're just going to get our wrong one. Delete. It should mean that theoretically, and I'm testing it out myself right now because I'm not sure myself, if I'm being honest, but it should just move back to, it should always occur when this state is being left. So AIC, and then duplicate. So enemy BP enemy base. So I'm going to just, because this is resetting everything, we want to use it on and false, and then get enemy get character. I'm just going to delete this. Now the idea is, and really we only care about this, but the idea is that the root will always occur when it's on leaving. So I'm going to edit the task on reset, and I want to have a finished task. It doesn't need to have a finished task because it's on exiting it, so actually we don't need to have this finished task. So let's just try this out, and with the sword attack guy as well. Task reset. Let the sword guy come as well, just to, and by the way, this is to do with camera clippings, so yeah. Okay, so now they're all attacking me, and then Y, yeah, that's fine. So on exit state, they all move back to the desired thing, and if I go to T, they're all back to attacking me, and Y, I'm dead. They go on with their own thing. Congratulations, we have created a full state tree logic for all of our enemy characters, and this actually completes the tutorial of what we set out to do. However, I do have some bonus videos coming up which cover some extra topics like AI perception and editing the warrant animation and using the play montage method instead of the level sequencer. Thank you so much for sticking around for this tutorial series, and I hope you have learned something you didn't know before. And remember, this is just my way of completing this tutorial. It's not necessarily the right way. See you in the next one.